Good evening and welcome to Sunset Yoga, Stretch and Restore. I'd like to begin this evening with inviting you to get a candle. If you have one close, or you could pause the recording and get one. At the end of a day, the sun is getting ready to set. And this is really a sacred time that you are giving yourself. You may be choosing to do this class not during a sunset. So whether you are or not, it's a great opportunity to light a candle, to remind us of the light, of who we are inside, to share this light with everyone, no matter what. To also give this candle a representation of this sacred time that you're gifting yourself, and an offering of prayerful healing and peace for humanity. So place the candle somewhere where you can see it throughout practice. And I'd like to begin this sacred time tonight with sharing a passage from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. So I invite you to close your eyes, maybe get settled on your mat, either in a comfortable seat, or you could be in a chair if you'd like, or you could be even reclining. Letting yourself just get present to your breath, present to the space that you've chosen to practice in, and this moment of your day. The surface and the deep. When under, remember the surface. When on the surface, remember the deep. When our days are turbulent and troubled, our challenge is to remember that the wave is not the sea. Though it pounds us, the pounding will pass. Though it tosses us about, the tossing will pass. If we don't fight it. Often our fear misleads us to stay in close to shore, when the safest place is in the deep, if we can get there. Any swimmer knows, stay too close to shore and you will be battered by the surf and undertow. We must swim out past the breakers if we are to know the hammock of the deep. Stay on land or make it to the deep. It is the in-between that kills us. When our days are turbulent or troubled, when our life is turbulent and troubled, when the world is turbulent and troubled, our challenge is to remember that this moment in time, this wave is not the sea. I invite you to just find your breath here in this quiet place. Practice entering the deep connection to your breath, the sound of your breath flowing in and out of your nostrils, rolling over your throat. It's a breath that sounds like the ocean. It can invite us to come inside, into the depths of our mindfulness, our breath, our body. Wherever you are, whether you're seated onto your mat or you are reclined on your mat, let yourself just begin to find whatever intuitive movement feels and sounds good for your body at the end of this day and for the beginning of this practice. As you are preparing and moving in your body, some prompts that might be helpful, I usually mention this at the beginning of practice, are a strap or a tie, a couple of blocks or books that are of similar shape and size, and a bolster, a pillow from your couch, or maybe a blanket. So I'm just going to begin this evening's practice in a seated position, cross-legged, taking the hands to the outer knees, softening your shoulders, and just begin to circle the body around. You're drawing a little circle onto the ceiling, connecting to that breath, the sound of the breath, the oceanic quality to the breath that's flowing in and out of the nostrils, but is rolling over the throat. Sometimes you can find this ujjayi breath or oceanic breath by taking a breath in through the mouth and out of the mouth. You'll feel that resonation, you'll feel that breath rolling over the throat. We then close the lips and take the same breath. It has a whisper sound, sounds sort of like Darth Vader. It really allows us to draw our practice and our mindfulness deeper inside. Now let's reverse. Flowing the body around in a little circle, letting the shoulders be part of this. You're getting some shoulder release. You're dropping the shoulder heads away from the earlobes. Stretching through the side bodies, the rib cage. Let's think about 4 more. Hands are placed onto the top thighs, top of the knees. Last time, all the way around. Get up nice and tall. Go ahead and stretch out your legs and give them a little shake. Let's switch up the cross-legged seat. So if you had the right ankle or foot in front, switch it up to the left this time. Sometimes you have to actually be aware of that as you come into it because it feels the same, but usually people have one that feels a little less natural. Thinking cat-cow here, wrap those fingers around the kneecaps, curl your tail, tuck your navel to the spine, drop your chin to the chest, and inhale, open up front body. Exhale, round, back body, cat. Tucking tail. Navel to spine. Inhale, open up. Bring the tailbone up and back, lift the chin up towards sky. And exhale. Stretching through the spine. Inhale. Open up front body. Exhale, round back body. Dropping the shoulder heads away from the ears. So there's this tendency to come into this with our shoulders wrapped around our earlobes like this, both in cat and in cow. So we really want you to feel that neck lengthen out of the shoulder girdle, like a turtle's neck pulling out of its shell. Find this 3 more times. Front body stretch, back body stretch. Let's take these last 2 with breath out of mouth on exhale, like a cleansing sigh. One more. Soften those shoulder blades down the back, release to neutral, and stretch out. Right away, I'd like to just have us come up to find a nice hands and knee position, tabletop. Moving into a nice slow flow tonight as we find some yoga at sunset. Wag the tail side to side. Shoulders are drawing the opposite direction of the hips. Good. Come to center, to neutral. Bring those hips right underneath the knees. We're going to slide our hips back towards our heels, coming towards a child's pose. But at the same time that you do that, I'm having you draw your right hand all the way down to the back of your mat. And as you scoop up, bring that arm all the way around. Take that one more time on this side. So sliding the hips back, dragging like you're painting the ground with your hand. You're scooping it up on inhale, circling all the way around, full range of motion. And we'll take it to now alternating, sliding the opposite hand back towards the bottom of your mat, all the way around. Take it one more time on that left side. So you keep it even here. And then let's find a neutral spine, but widen your knees just a little bit wider than right underneath the hips. Big toes are together. And we're going to take this again, sliding those arms back, one at a time, alternating. Let's take an exhale, draw the left hand back, circle up, all the way around. And take it on the other side. You're painting the ground, the back wall, the ceiling, the front wall. Scooping it, sliding it as you bring it up like you're just kind of reaching that arm up and around, scooping the body towards the cat, releasing back, hips to heels, scooping the arm up, literally taking the fullest range of motion that you can here. In this child's pose with variation of arms circling around, shoulder rotation and shoulder tension release. That exhale draws the hips back, slides the hand back. The inhale picks up the body with the arm, full range of motion. Let's just take a few more. The inhale is just you slide the arm up, bringing the body up. The exhale is drawing the arm back, sliding the hand back. Full range of motion. Let's take one more each side. Sliding left hand back, bringing hips back. Scooping it up, full range of motion, and last time. Good. All the way around. Beautiful. Sit back onto the heels or to a block if this is too much knee flexion. You could bring a block right here in between your thighs. Sitting here like you're riding a little horse. And just drop the chin. Pull the right ear to hover over right shoulder and float the head back. Left ear, left shoulder, and chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder, head to the back. Left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. And let's reverse the direction. Left ear, head to the back. Right ear, chin to chest. Left ear, head to the back. Right ear. Nice chin to chest. Good. And just release. Take a breath here. Exhale it out of the mouth. Feel your navel draw right to your spine as you take that exhale. Again, inhale. Fill up the belly. Exhale. Expanding the ribs, contracting the ribs on your breath. Go ahead and come off of the block. Let's find hands and knees, all four position here. And just find the balls of the feet to the mat. We're just going to reach nice and slow. Descend the hips up to downward dog. This might be your first downward dog today. This might be your first downward dog all week. This might be your first downward dog ever. So feel the body start to settle into this by walking your dog first. Pivoting, swiveling the hips, bending one knee, alternating it with the other, pedaling the feet. Good. The arms are in extension. The hands are plugged into the ground, all 10 fingers. Looking up underneath one arm and then the other. And getting this into the cervical spine a little bit. Good. Now find your full static dog here. Let's float through to a plank position, stacking shoulders right over wrists. You can drop the knees down to a kneeling plank. But notice where the balls of your feet and your hands are right now. I'd like you to keep your hands and feet right where they are and come back to either your full plank and then your downward dog. Keep your hands and feet where they are. See if that spacing for your length of body or height of body feels good to come from a plank with stacked shoulders over wrists, heels reaching back, to downward dog. Keeping the hands and feet in that placement for your length of body should feel pretty intuitive and pretty good to be getting the most length in your body. You may have super bent knees here. Draw those bottom ribs slightly in. Let's slowly walk your feet to the top now. Release your wrists. Just draw the arms up behind you in this forward fold and just circle your wrists. Nice counter pose from where we just were in that down dog. And let's clasp your alternate elbows, forearms, or wrists and widen your feet just a little wider than hip distance and let your body drape forward, right down towards the ground as you sway side to side. You let the spine go, lengthen and extend the spine. The hamstrings release. The weight of the head draws towards the ground. Switch up the hold of your arms. Bring the other hand, forearm on top. Let these be heavy arms, dropping towards the ground. Hanging heavy. You should feel this in the IT bands a little bit, hamstrings. Low back should feel really good here. So if you are straight legs and rounding your spine, this is going to be not good for the back. So bend those knees as much as you need to. See how much my knees are bent here. Good. To center, release the hands. Those palms face up. Hands underneath your thighs, underneath your legs. Just shake and wag your tail. A little more quickly here. Just rocking the pelvis. Rocking the hips. Good. A head rock here. Soften the hips. Those arms underneath the legs. Just shake the head. Yes and no. Circle the chin around your body like you're tracing a balloon. Casting a flow around your body and reverse. One more time each direction. Releasing tension in the cervical spine. Good. Now release the hands. Let them come up to the shins so that you're pressing fingertips or palms right into the shins and you're lengthening your tailbone. Slightly tucking the tail so you're not arching the back. Good. Lengthen the spine. Crown comes forward to the front wall. Tailbone's reaching back. Droop down through those feet and legs. And reverse the swan dive all the way up using those glutes, those hamstrings, the core. And start. Good. Go ahead and bring those feet right together. Take some nice side body lateral stretching here. Reach the arms up. Take your left hand to your right wrist. It's a little bit more of a balance challenge with those feet and legs right together. Reach those arms over to the left. Engage the core here. Inhale, switch hands. Reach over to the right. Literally pull that left arm over. Pull that arm over and reach it. Good. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Let's root down to rise up again. Keep those feet and legs right together. Come on up. Right hand, left wrist. Reach up. Inhale. Switch sides. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Reach all the way up and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale to plank position. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, lift the heart a little closer towards the top of your mat. And exhale, lower down in kneeling way to kneeling chaturanga and come right back up. It's like a little yogi push-up. Let's take 2 more of these. Shave the ribs. Keep your shoulders and elbows aligned. Beautiful. And 1 more. Exhale. All the way back. Bring the balls of the feet to the ground. Sit back onto your heels and stretch those arms forward as you lift the palms, bringing your fingertips to the ground. Deep breath. 1 more. Go ahead and release. Coming all the way back up to an all-4 position. Bring your left foot forward in between your hands. Lift your back knee so that you can lengthen out this lunge by extending that back leg. This is where the blocks might become a handy little prop for you. I'm just going to bring the blocks right to frame that front left foot. Bringing them to support me as I bring my fingertips there to stand up nice and tall. Now this back knee needs to be protected, so if you're on any kind of a hardwood floor, make sure that you have a blanket or rolled mat underneath that knee. Again, if I lengthen out my leg first, and I find this front knee tracking over the ankle and my back leg stretching out, really firing up the front thigh, this right leg, and then I bring the knee down. Now I'm getting a really beautiful stretch in this hip flexor. Let's take the blocks with us. Inhale, squeeze the inner thighs together, reach the blocks up. And exhale, circle them around, full range of motion. Bring the blocks back to frame the foot, just kind of touch down. Inhale, lift, squeeze inner thighs, all the way around. Touch down, 2 more, inhale. So I'm coming into this beautiful full range of motion with my arms. Landing as I land, I'm getting a little deeper stretch here. As I come back up this last time, I'm squeezing those inner thighs. Reach the blocks up and around. Full range of motion. Good. Bring the blocks down. Bring them to the lowest height. Go ahead and release the heels of the hands onto the blocks. Come off your back knee and explore downward dog on the blocks. Pedal through your feet, alternate your knees. This gives a little different experience with downward dog on the blocks. Heels of the hands right to the edge of the blocks. You can bend your knees a lot here. 1 more deep breath. Lift up to tippy toes, come down to the knees. Bring the big toes together, knees wide. Wrap your knuckles around the far edge of the block and slide your hips back to the heels, finding child's pose variation here with fingers wrapped around the far edge of the block. Again, see if you can melt your shoulder blades down the back. Try to bring some space between shoulder heads and earlobes. Stretch through the side bodies here. 2 more breaths. Let that exhale just pour out of the mouth towards the ground. Maybe feel the heat of your own breath on the mat. Hands to the blocks and slowly come up. Neutralize those knees. Take the blocks, bring them to the second height. And go ahead and step that opposite foot through to the blocks. So right foot comes through. Lift your back knee. Let that leg lengthen out. Keep this front right knee tracking right over the ankle. Let yourself feel the full extension of this high lunge with hands to blocks. And then when you're ready, slowly lower down the knee, protecting it as you need. Slowly begin to rise up. Feel those inner thighs engage. Feel yourself start to come from this deep lunge here to reaching energy in between those thighs, drawing the energy to midline. Pick up your blocks and let's circle them the other way. So reach them back, up, forward, and touch down. Inhale back, around, forward, touch down. 2 more. Inhale, full range of motion. Touch. And last time. Good. Really using those stabilizer muscles there to keep yourself balanced in that. Now go ahead and let's release those blocks down. Heels of hands to the blocks. As we release off that back knee, and step your front foot back to your downward dog. Pedal through. Lengthening the legs, lengthening the arms, lengthening the neck. Circling the chin 2 times each direction. And slowly lift to tippy toes and down to the knees. 1 more of those child's pose supported with the blocks. Wrap your fingertips, your knuckles rather, those middle knuckles, right to the blocks. You may be sliding those blocks towards your knees a little bit. Take the hips back into child's and drop the forehead to the ground. Relax those shoulder heads away from the earlobes best you can. Be mindful of where your body's holding tension. Can you breathe and release that tension? Let yourself right now come from the surface of the particular shape of this pose and bring your awareness to the depth of this pose. The breath, how it feels in your body to be face down onto the earth. Hear your breath. To even maybe notice the temperature of your breath on the ground as you open your mouth to exhale. Beautiful last breath. Slowly rise up. Narrow those knees. Bring your blocks. Second height. Now, if you're not using blocks tonight, you can take all of this whole series without the blocks. It's just an extra prop tonight. So let's find ourselves release up to downward dog with the second height of the blocks. Just step your left foot forward in between the blocks. We're going to wind our way around to the right into a wide straddle and immediately begin to heel toe the feet about 3 feet distance, coming to a squat. Now, if you have your blocks tonight, this will be helpful. I'm going to stack the blocks and bring them right underneath my seat. Let myself take a seat on the blocks in my squat. So I'm letting myself just find a nice connection here with elbows inside the knees. Toes are pointing out to the corners of the room. The blocks are supporting me when I'm sitting up nice and tall. This would be more of a restorative squat. The blocks are supporting your body weight. This is an opportunity to just find tall spine, opening inner thighs and groin, support of your arms, elbows. An option here, if you didn't have blocks, would be taking this squat without blocks. A lot more of your lower body strength is needed here. You're squeezing the elbows into the knees and the knees into the elbows. Your knees are stacked right over the ankles. Tall spine. So This is just a little bit more of an active squat, temple squat. Really encouraging the legs here to strengthen. They'll begin to build some heat. Two options there. As I come back to my seated supported squat, I'm just going to bring my hands down towards the ground. Place the right hand towards center and just peel your left arm up. Reaching up. Exhale, bring it down. Let's just take side to side here. Just opening up. Inhaling. Releasing that hand down. Feel the left arm opening. Opening up the petal of a flower. Lotus flower. Bringing it down. Take a few more. As you let that left tricep plug into the inner left thigh, gives us you a little bit more assistance, your own body, to open up into this beautiful thoracic spine twist. Let's do one more each time. Peeling one arm up, reaching it towards the ceiling. Exhale, floating it down. Down through that bottom right hand and peel the left one up. Opening up the arm and releasing. Stay here in your squat. Hands to heart, gently pressing elbows to inner thighs. Just drop the chin down to chest. Roll the right ear to right shoulder. Slowly find that head neck roll again. I don't think we ever can do too many of these. Our cervical spines take such abuse all day. Our habits, our patterns. Let's reverse 2 times. A slow, conscious, mindful head neck roll. All the way around. Let's go ahead and release the hands. As we do this, I invite you to press those hands together firmly. Slowly bringing the heels of your hands towards the ground. And then begin to separate the hands like they were super glued, and you're taking it slowly so you don't rip the flesh off of your palms. Lower those fingertips down. And let's circle through the wrist. Both directions. We'll gradually and slowly transition to come out of our lunge, or our squat. Parallel the feet. Bring your feet a little bit wider than that 3 feet distance. Blocks can be here to support you if you'd like, right underneath the chest. Or you don't need blocks, you can just move them out of the way. Plugging left middle finger in between the seam of those blocks or to the ground, and open up your right. But this is going to be a little deeper expression than where we just were in our squat. Similar movement, opening up thoracic spine. Much deeper stretch into the inner thighs, hamstrings, of course. To be just the next level. The thoracic spine, heart opening, twisting variation, where we were in our squat. Really opening up the whole torso, whole chest, shoulders, thoracic spine. It's like just this beautiful bringing out massage. Last time, open up, left arm. And this time, thread the needle. Bring it all the way underneath that right arm and catch the calf, the ankle, or the pinky side toe of that foot. And as you do that, open up the right arm and bend your left knee. Bend that bottom elbow, left elbow, and draw your chest and belly to your thigh. Breathing through both feet, either looking down to the ground or up towards your head. One more breath. Exhale, release. Before we come to the other side, just clasp those alternate elbows, forearms or wrists, and sway the body like a pendulum. So you'll notice here, I'm not moving my elbows or my arms from the shoulders. I'm just swaying from the waist. Crown of the head is reaching towards the ground. Heavy arms, ragdoll arms. Switch the hold. those arms underneath the legs. Just let yourself sink here into the deep. Again, from the surface of how this pose is shaped to the depth of how this pose feels in your hamstrings, in your inner thighs, in your spine, shoulders, neck, your feet, hands. Last breath here in through nose, out of mouth. Slowly release. Bring those hands back to either the blocks or right underneath your chest. Let's take that left hand center and open up the right arm. And now we'll thread the other side. Catch that left calf, ankle, or pinky side edge of the foot. And fold open that left arm. Bending the right knee. Drawing the right elbow slightly bent. Pull the chest and belly to the thigh. Reaching up to either look up or to look down. Breathe into this opening in the thoracic spine, the shoulders. The whole spine here is getting a beautiful detoxification. One more breath. Exhale, release. Put that arm down. Bring those hands right underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Drop the arms again underneath your body, palms facing up. Circle through the chin. Just one time each direction. And then just pause. Imagine how this pose would feel right now if you were floating in the water with ease of breath. Drawing deeper to the experience of this pose. Coming from the shallow to the deep. Melt your shoulder heads down to the ground. Let the shoulder heads drop towards the earlobes. Maybe with safety at the back, gently bend knees. Moving the whole spine, knees. Now on inhale, pull those shoulder heads up out of the earlobes like coat hanger shoulders. Lengthen your neck. Bring your hands right underneath your chest. And slowly walk yourself with your blocks back to the top of the mat. Bring those blocks back. Lowest height, heels of hands right to the edge of the block. Let's find one last downward dog here on the blocks, pedaling through your feet, alternating your knees, swiveling through those hips. And then lift up to tippy toes on inhale. Release the knees. Open up the front body for an inhale for cow. Exhale, tuck the tail. Slide back into your child's. Taking those blocks with you. Wrapping the knuckles around the far edge of the block. Now, I've got my knees closer on this one. You can choose to do that if you want a little bit more of a belly massage, organ massage, where you can widen the knees, create more space for your belly. Slowly take one last breath here, into your nose, out of mouth. Let's release the hands from the blocks. We have you slowly transition up to sit on to the heels in an upright position. Bring the knees wider. Take the fingertips back towards the back wall. Just open up the front body here. Plugging into the hands, sending the shoulder blades, the scapula onto the mid-spine, lifting the heart. You may stay right here, or we can find this variation Drawing the left arm across the body. As you do so, scoop up. Find a nice open front body position, reaching that left arm all the way over to whatever degree is your availability. Scoop it back on exhale and find hands to thighs. And just notice how that side felt in the body. So again, this is great right here. This is your pose to just stay here and breathe. You can come out momentarily and circle through your wrists. This other option is to send the right arm across the body, scoop it up. Send that arm all the way around. Maybe it will land right towards the ground. Let it be your range of motion. Come all the way back, scooping the arm around, hands to thighs. Extra breath or two. And then we can find this as a flow. Now another option, if the flow, the scooping arms is not working for you, and you want to come somewhere from here, you can lift the seat, opening up front body, and exhale, come back, place hands to thighs, circle through wrists. Taking that again, placing hands back, lifting up the seat from the heels, opening the chest, coming back on exhale, circling through the wrists. So you've got three options there. Right here in good state, lifting up the seat, opening the whole front body, or finding this, scooping the arm across, up and around, finding your place of reaching that arm over to the opposite wall and scooping it back. Palms to thighs. Take your breath. Exhale out of the mouth. Opposite hand. Scoop the arm up, lift the body, open the chest, open the heart, bring it back around. Palms to thighs. Find this flow. Your range, whatever feels good in your life. Beautiful. Just take one more each. Stretching, opening, acclimating our own bodies, what's happening in nature, flows of the day, setting sun. Go ahead and release to this neutral position, and let's just stretch out the legs. Nice little shake. And then let's widen the legs. Big wide straddle here. Now we did a wide straddle standing. We're going to take a wide straddle sitting. Let's take that right back of the hand and slide it down towards the right foot and just take a nice easy scoop. And switch sides. This be almost like a meditative dance. Switching hand to the ground. Scooping arm up. Find different variations here. One more each side. And last time off to the right. And then make sure the flesh is lifted up off the ground and you're really rounding down through those sits bones. And begin to just walk the hands forward. Now if you've got your blocks handy, you always center those blocks right in between the legs. Stack your fists and rest your chin, your forehead. Forehead's going to be a lot more distorted. Relaxing the shoulders. You may have the flexibility, you may have the availability to not have blocks and just come down to support yourself here. Stacking hands, stacking fists. Just let yourself find a nice release, circling the head around here. Relaxing the shoulders. Moving the body to calm down energetically. Reversing the direction. And toes facing the ceiling. Flexed feet, active feet. Slowly release, circling over the neck and come up to upright seat. Deep breath. Grounding breath. Let's go ahead and shake the legs out in front of us. Go ahead and cross, lift the flesh up again off the seat. Go ahead and cross the left ankle on top of the right, above the right knee, on top of the right thigh. We take the fingertips back behind us. We're going to bend that right knee and begin to scoot our seat towards that right heel. Keep scooting towards. Now you're probably feeling this right away into that left hip. So from the side profile, we're here. Now what the tendency might be is this. I'm feeling a lot of sensation in my hip. I don't know if I like it. I'm just going to slump and round. No. So I want you to really be up tall. Chest is open. Shoulders are up and back. Knee and ankle are stacked. Opening up that knee, that left knee towards the ground. Breathing a groundedness into both sits bones. Feel this into the hip. One more breath. Exhale out of the mouth. And that feels so good. One more. Make sure the shoulders are dropped away from the earlobes. Now let's lengthen out that leg. Circle through the wrists. Now let's take a forward fold with that leg still in this position. Knee and ankle stacked. Walking those hands forward. Reaching the fingertips towards that foot. Bringing a little bit of connection of the triceps to that leg. Again, give yourself an assist to deepen this hip, but also bending this bottom knee as much as you need to. So what I'm not interested in seeing is this rounded back, really pressing those triceps in and finding a place to lengthen your spine and lift your heart over those toes. So there's a real big difference here in this pose. If you are rounding the spine, kind of tightening into everything. So if your forward fold is really tight with your hamstrings, this is where you're going to be. You might be able to press that elbow into the knee and deepen your hip. Just keep sliding the arms down and find your place of forward fold, hip opener, safety in the back. One more breath. Beautiful. Release. Very slow transition. Slide that leg off. Shake the legs. And we're just right away going to take a counter pose for the hip flexor front thigh on that same side. So bending left knee, lining up those knees. Let yourself just slowly come back. Now again, this might be your hip flexor stretch tonight. That might be where you can go with keeping the knee down. Maybe rolling a blanket or bringing the bolster or some blocks behind your elbows. This would be the next place. But if you start to see this, you get to come back to here. You want to be really safe on those knees. At the same time, feeling this stretch up and down, front thigh, hip flexor. Now the next place that you could go with this, if you had a pillow or a bolster, so you would start here. This is a lot of knee flexion, so I want you to be really safe with your knees. You'd be here, or you might come to those elbows, or you might bring a bolster right to that low back and find yourself reclined onto the bolster. Now again, if you can find this pose without popping the knee off the ground, this is a great place to stretch out that hip flexor. Arms can open up like a T shape, a V shape, whatever feels good in the chest. breathing length all through that front left thigh, hip flexor. You can also take that left hand and give your sole of your foot a massage. A couple more breaths here. Sinking into the deep where this pose is supporting your body. One more breath. Slowly transition out of that by letting the hands support you. Come back up, maybe the elbows support you. Release back to seat and shake out those legs. And we'll take that opposite side. So crossing now that right ankle across the top fleshy part of the thigh. Foot is flexed, knee and ankle are stacked. You can see that. I'm going to bend my left knee, slide that foot to the ground, and right away you'll know where you are in this hip. This may be it. Pressing those hands gently into the ground, lifting your breastbone right over that chin, dropping the shoulder heads away from the earlobes. You might be able to slide those hips a little closer to the heel. Scooting a little closer. And again, if you start sinking into this, that's an indication that you get to come out of it or slide those hands back so that you can open up the chest. Feeling the heart open. Expansion across the collarbones. Feeling the sensation right into that right hip. Opening up the congestion, the tension, the tightness. Your own body, clearing out the emotional blockages in certain regions of the body with the breath, mindfulness. Let's take one more breath, bringing both of those sits bones equally onto the ground, opening the shoulders, releasing any tension like this. Open it up. Slide that foot, that leg down, circle through the wrists. You need to kind of readjust either the flesh, the sits bones, rounding back into the ground, replacing that ankle back onto the front thigh. Or just inhale and find this forward fold as you hinge at hips, keeping the spine long, supporting with the right tricep, that right knee drawing towards the ground. And the heart lifting over those toes. Rather than rounding and collapsing, this is more of an extension in the spine. Continuing to feel some sensation in the hip. Flexing the foot to the right foot, lining up that knee and ankle. Ensure that you're protected in the ligaments behind the left knee. There needs to be a slight bend in that knee, or maybe bringing a prop underneath to protect you. This might be your forward fold here, rather than bringing it down. Just find your range of motion. More breaths here. Slowly release. Release the foot and leg. Shake it out. Preparing to come into the hip flexor on that opposite side. Go ahead and bend the right knee. Line up the knees. Again, start right here. Kind of check it out. Let's go from 0 to 10, not in the first 2 breaths, but giving yourself some time. So this might be your hip flexor front thigh stretch on that right side tonight. You might be able to come down to the elbows. You can keep your knee onto the ground, and that's safe. Checking in with how that knee feels. Maybe if there's more space for you to go, you can bring your back down onto a bolster or a pillow. The arms open up. And the belly as you inhale. Wrap your ribs as you exhale. Massage that right foot with your right hand. Gratitude for this body temple. All the ways that it serves you. Letting yourself sink into the depth of this pose. Rocking the head side to side. Opening the chest, the heart. Imagine how this pose would feel if you were floating in water. Suspended. Soften it as though you were in water. Two more breaths. Your nose out of mouth. Slowly bring the hands in, bring the elbows in. Let yourself be held up however you need to be. Shake out those legs. Remove the bolster if you were using one. Let's slowly come down onto the back, hugging your knees into chest, and rocking side to side, releasing a nice little massage onto the lower. Take the knees both directions. Then release and stretch the legs up. Slide one hand underneath the low back, the other hand sitting onto those hands, palms are face down. You could also use here the bolster or the block. Let yourself find a waterfall with the bolster or the block right underneath that fleshy part of the seat. Just an option here. If you don't have any of those props, although they're lovely, just stack your hands underneath the body. Circle through the ankles, flex the toes. Finding this nice inversion here for the body. Releasing fatigue from the legs and feet, draining fluid in the body, blood. Imagine this pose if you were floating beneath the surface of the water. Heavy, easily breathing. Body weightless. Slowly release the hands and the knees. Catch the pinky side edge of the feet, opening up to happy baby. Pull the tailbone down towards the ground. Stacking ankles and knees, rocking side to side. Rock your head the opposite direction. The knees are floating to the right, rock your head to the left. And then find a neutral, happy baby. Pressing that tailbone down, feeling a lengthening and neutralization to the spine. Releasing a neutral place for the spine from the twisting we did today. Last deep breath in through nose, out of mouth. Fill up the belly on inhale. Empty the belly on exhale. Slowly release the hands from the feet. Bring your feet to the ground. And then let yourself find your last pose. Anything that's speaking to you. There's something you need to bring your practice to a close. Please take that. If you're ready to come all the way down to final resting pose, any props that support you here, that could be a bolster beneath your knees. It could be a blanket beneath your head and neck. Let yourself just find your place of surrender, letting go, resting and digesting your practice. Let yourself begin to imagine you get comfortable. Again with easy breath. Feel yourself begin to sink below the surface of the water, where it's turbulent. The surface it's noisy. As you begin to sink below the surface, the water becomes still, calm, quiet. Still, calm, quiet. There's no fight. Just trust. Peacefulness. Freedom. The surface and the deep. When under, remember the surface. And when on the surface, remember the deep. When our days, our lives, our worlds turbulent and troubled, our challenge is to remember that the wave is not the sea. Though it pounds us, the pounding will pass. Though it tosses us about, the tossing will pass if we don't fight it. Often our fear misleads us to stay in close to shore, when the safest place is in the deep, if we can get there. Any swimmer knows, stay too close to shore and you will be battered by the surf and the undertow. We must swim out past the breakers if we are to know the hammock of the deep. Stay on land or make it to the deep. It is the in-between that kills us. Allow yourself to enter the deep. And imagine that each breath you take is a stroke. Breathe slowly and stroke your way past all distraction. When you feel the swell of life around you, simply breathe and drift. Allow yourself to slowly begin to return from the deep to the surface. The awareness of your senses, the sounds around you, the temperature of the air in the room where you are. Coming back to feeling your body supported by the props. Noticing the shade of light behind your eyes. And your body gently beginning to take intuitive movement, whatever feels good in this moment to you. Begin to wake your way just back to moving on the ground, whatever feels good, like you're waking up from a nap. And slowly allow yourselves to roll over towards the right side body, resting there, the bottom arm cradling your head. Notice your breath. Notice this position in the body, fetal position. Reminding you, at the end of every yoga practice, we have this opportunity to leave the mat, to see life with a new set of fresh perspective and eyes. Let yourself slowly rise up to upright, comfortable seat. Taking our candle if it's handy. Just giving gratitude for this time that you've given yourself, this sacred time. Whatever time of day it was that you paused in your busy life. You put you on the front burner. You gave this nurturing time to you. It's a sacred gift. Remembering the light of who you are in this world. And remembering every day to take a moment to pause and send a healing prayer of peace, unity, connection, forgiveness, acceptance out to the world. And we'll blow out our candle and let that smoke represent carrying those prayers, those gratitudes out. Let's inhale, just gather in this practice. Scoop up the arms, sending the prayer hands down to heart center. Thank you for coming to this practice tonight. Thank you for taking this recording into your day at whatever point in time that you do. Sharing your practice online, virtually, energetically. It is a gift to me to be here to support you. Namaste.